Welcome to another episode of Risk Guys. This is another 6-player fixed card game which is being played on classic Risk map with the public lobby random players. Settings: balanced blitz dice rolls, 60 seconds per turn, no alliances. And what I see from my opponent's win-loss ratios is that the white player is my most decent opponent. He wins every third or fourth game he plays. So if I had an opportunity to get rid of someone, then it might be the best for me to eliminate him. Then in the middle we have yellow, blue and pink. The yellow player wins every 5th or 6th game he plays, the blue player wins every 8th game he plays, and the pink player wins every 8th or 9th game he plays. And then the opponent, which unfortunately has the worst stats, is the green player. He only wins every 23rd or 24th game he plays, so he is very likely to make some bad moves and even throw the game, so he is the player who I should be very careful about, and it would be the best for me to stay far away from him if possible. But as you can, he has already quit before even making his first turn, so actually he isn't a problem neither to me nor someone else anymore. It's always easy to deal with the bots, so unless his bot becomes overpowered and then the green player suddenly comes back to the game, but I actually really doubt that of happening. And since he disconnected immediately, I think that probably explains why he only won 2 out of 45 games. But I mean, why would you immediately quit before even making your first turn? So I assume it might be an alternative account of someone, but who knows. Anyways, as you can see, I decided to rush with a continent and capture Africa for myself as soon as possible, so if I successfully held it, then I would have a good advantage in comparison with other players. It's a 6-player game, so with so many players in the game there would be basically impossible for me to dominate immediately. That I would be able to win, taking over a big advantage. But regardless of that, I should still be the player who influences the game the most, with me being the strongest. So for example, I could decide which player I would like to target and make eliminated first, or I could hoard the troops and turtle, and not waste my troops on anyone. In that case I will still stay the strongest, assuming nobody gets bigger continent than mine, but then my advantage would really start to shrink. So if possible, what I think would be the best for me to do is try to expand and capturing like Europe or something, so I would be able to rapidly increase my advantage before anyone else capturing a continent yet. So to try expanding sounds like the best plan for me as of now, so this is what I would ideally try to do if possible, and in case there is someone on my way, or if someone is worth to be taken out for the cards, then I will probably seek to eliminate that player. So what is unfortunate for me is that it seems the blue player wants to go for Europe, and that minimizes the chances for me of actually getting it. But there is also possible that he might just decide to go for Australia, combining his European troops with his army of Siam. Who knows? But if he goes for Europe, then I will firstly let him clear it out. I will let him waste all his troops and only then starting targeting him, so I would be able to capture Europe for myself. But what is fortunate for me is that I'm the only one who has already captured a continent yet. There is a blizzard on Brazil that makes South America to be one of the best continents, because the South American player only having one border to guard will have the ability to expand to North America and become both of the Americas player only having 2 borders to guard. So because of that potential, I think some of my opponents are very crazy of getting South America, like with the pink and white players contesting for it. One of them should be eliminated from the game, but then also they shouldn't forget about the yellow player who is close and could take South America from the prevail player. Unfortunately, the blue player invades me instead of wiping the pink player out like I was predicting. So with the blue player deciding to be an enemy for me, I went with the decision to wipe him out from Europe, because if I had just simply recaptured Africa, then very likely he would have invaded me again, and Africa has even 3 borders, which makes it relatively hard to guard against a strong opponent. I would say it wasn't the best decision for the blue player to invade me, wasting his troops while not having any continent for himself, because it just made both of us weaker. And also it wouldn't have been best decision for me to wipe him out from Europe, taking his army down also, but the thing is that none of my opponents have gotten any continents yet, so by successfully holding Africa, I shouldn't feel being in a disadvantage at all. What is bad though that it seems the white player will finally be going for Australia instead of fighting with the pink player for South America, and then another bad thing is that the yellow player is close of capturing North America. Anyways, that was unexpected to me for the blue player weaken himself once again and waste his troops on crushing the 6 troops of green before even trading an A set. So with me having a 6 troops set at 3 cards and getting the African troops, I decided to risk it and try taking him out of the game. And as you can see at the end I was successful of achieving it. It was very likely for the blue player to have a set at 4 cards, and with him being an enemy for me, I saw it as very great opportunity even though risky, to get rid of him of the game. And I say risky because I could have gotten a bad blitz roll taking the blue player out and then the blue player trading an A set could have invaded me in Africa, and if so, then I wouldn't have been in as good position as I'm currently in. And what I was thinking to do before the green bot's turn is wiping the white player out from Australia, making him trapped in South America. But with the green bot putting 4 troops in Siam, I decided to take over Europe instead, and try holding it additionally with Africa having only 3 borders to guard. As I mean, if the white player takes 4 green troops down wasting his troops, then getting those bonuses I think I would be able to take him out anyways. And then another thing is that the yellow player was at 2 cards, so I knew that I wouldn't be invaded as long as my Icelandic border is properly guarded. And with the pink player crushing the white player's South American army, the things look very good for me. I mean, the more troops my opponents will waste on each other, the better it will be for me. Like those white players' troops could have been used on me, but with the yellow player blocking them and with the pink player crushing them, it increased my chances of successfully holding Africa with Europe, and might even win the whole game if the yellow and pink players will continue putting the pressure on each other by strongly guarding the borders against each other. And as you can see, the yellow player tried to be friendly and removed his troops from the pink player's border, but the pink player still invaded him. And that is really amazing for me because the dirty work of taking care of the yellow player was done for me. It just lets me hoard my troops and continue gaining lots of troops. There is a possibility that the yellow player just decides taking the pink player out right now, so obviously not attacking the yellow player into Greenland. With me appearing friendly all this time, the yellow player might actually think that I would be fine of him holding the Americas. And that's right. The yellow player goes all in on taking the pink player out instead of becoming neutral. 1 opponent fewer for me, and that's very good. The green bot doesn't really count towards the balance of the game, so now we could actually say that the balance of the game is broken. I have more troops than both of the real opponents combined and could just take them out of the game. The green bot is on my way though, and with even 4 cards, so I think it's good for me to take him out anyways. And then after trading an A set, take the white player out as well. Finally, with my Icelandic army, invade the yellow player into North America, and taking over Africa, Europe, Australia, and Asia, make the yellow player trapped with not possibility to invade me into all of the continents. So yeah, let's hope the blitz roll doesn't fail me. And yeah, that was a very good blitz roll. So now I invade the yellow player and win the game. All in all, I'm not sure what my opponents were thinking of letting me dominate the game so easily, though most of them are probably low ranked. We are going to see their ranks at the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed watching this video, then I would recommend checking some of these out as well. Highly improve your skills by simply watching Risk videos.